people saying, okay, this is not the right way of teaching, this is not it. But for me, learning is fun. Can you just let it be?
What made you start doing your first video?
This is something I remember until today. My first video was about scholarship. It's not about teaching, it's about trying to help people figure out what kind of scholarship that's available in Malaysia. When I posted my first video, it immediately went viral. I was so shocked. My phone constantly ringing, notifications coming in, and I grew my followers from 0 to I think 30 or 40k
Wow.
in a day.
Did you start on TikTok straight or was it on Instagram first? Or?
TikTok. I started on TikTok first. So that's when I knew helping people is the key if you want to, succeed.
It's one of those subjects that, okay, yeah, everybody wants to try and get a scholarship or whatever, but like, where do you find this information, right? Like,
Yes.
not everyone's willing to share this information, number one. And number two, you have to look for very specific people
Yeah.
who can give you this information.
I myself is a scholarship holder. So for me, it's important at that time for students, especially in the rural areas. They are smart. They are talented, but they couldn't afford higher education. They couldn't afford to, sambung belajar. I wanted them to see that video and I wanted them to know that, you know what, you can do this. Try to apply as many scholarship as you can because I did it. So you can too.
So giving this kind of obviously valuable information, what made you like pivot to actually teaching? It's one of those things, right? You are a teacher outside.
Yeah.
So some people will be like, but if you teach outside, then people won't pay you lah. People won't come to give you money to learn from you in
Yes.
person. So why would you put out this free information online?
For me, it's not always about money. Like I said, it's about building the next Malaysia.
Spoken like a true teacher.
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, most teachers, they are afraid when they teach online, someone's going to steal their, secret, their way of teaching. But for me, I'm not worried about that because we want to reach as many students as we can. And if someone steals the way of teaching, then it's okay. We can create a new one. I have no fear in that. When you post online, it's gonna be the other way around. People are gonna be attracted by you if what you teach is easy to understand. They are gonna want more from you.
True.
And this thing will, you can monetize this thing later on. Okay. But first, your intention must be right. You need to help people. Yeah.
Because I see like you do, obviously it's very educational content and you make it fun. But in between all that, you also have your trends that you do.
Yeah.
I know there are definitely going to be some parents out there who are like, but my kid should be studying. Why are you telling them to do TikTok trends?
I'd be lying if I say it does not hurt. The comments that I receive, they sting. But then I remember students, they tell me, sir, your videos are the ones that attracted me to start studying. Although it's not teaching, sometimes it's just like, trend.
So how do you personally deal with like comments like that? Because I mean, like you said, they do sting and it's all easy to be like, I don't care about these kind of comments. I'm doing my job. But personally, how do you deal with that kind of negativity?
Dealing with online negativity is something that I deal on a weekly basis because although our intentions are right, there's always gonna be, people saying, okay, this is not the right way of teaching, this is not it. But for me, learning is fun. Can you just let it be? I just block, remove, and report and move on. We need to be able to have that ability to rise above the hate, actually. Yeah, that's what I believe in.
So you don't respond, but you just like remove them from your space.
But sometimes I do respond when it crosses the line, when it's about mental health, especially when it's affecting my students. I will speak up because I believe that's my responsibility. These students, they need someone to speak up on behalf of them. That's what the movement is all about.